All right, then I'm going to go in and mute everybody.
Hi, everyone. We'll do that. Okay.
Perfect. So thumbs up if you guys can still hear Matt and I.
Hello, hello.
Got a couple. Awesome.
All right,
So
good.
we're going to go ahead and get started. So I think most of you guys know who Matt is, but I'm going to do a quick introduction. First, Matt, thank you for doing this with us.
Absolutely.
But today, you guys get the privilege of learning a little bit from Matt, picking his brain, learning all things that he has up here underneath his hat. But today, we have Matt Canterbury from MCC Photo in Peterstown, West Virginia. I was thinking back a little bit. Matt and I first met in 2024 at a workshop, and like all good relationships and partnerships, we connected over barbecue,
Yes.
and the rest is history. So
Yep.
we brought Matt on as one of our sponsored speaker photographers in this last year, and like I said, you guys are in for a treat today. Not only is he a phenomenal photographer, he's an excellent teacher, a good dude. And I've had the privilege of sitting and watching him teach a workshop, and just the care and love he shows to those in attendance is amazing. So I know today you guys will take away some nuggets that you can apply to your businesses, into your photography. So with that, we'll get started. Matt, again, huge thank you. If you would, maybe just tell us a little bit more about you and how you got started in photography.
Sure. Well, first, thank you for all those kind of. I didn't know I was going to cry at the beginning of this. I thought I would save it until the end,
Perfect.
but
I made him cry.
it don't take much these days. I'm a big softy nowadays, but that was very nice. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Um, so yeah, I mean, my name's Matt from MCC Photos, like Paul said, and my photography career started by complete accident one day when I got a drone for Christmas.
Oh,
And I started flying my drone around, taking pictures of mountains, and people started asking, like, "Hey, you're pretty good at that thing. Will you take my picture?" And I was like, "I can't do it with a drone." So I bought a camera, and the rest is history. It's been, I think it's 5 years, 6 years. It's been 5 or 6 years that I've been playing with the camera. I think I've been using lighting for about 4 years consistently, and business has been. I think I started my official business probably 4 years ago.
okay.
And yeah, I'm typically just in the senior market. That's pretty much all I do. Some families ask me, but I don't really do family stuff. Um, Kids are hard. I love kids. I love my kids. I appreciate other people's kids, but wrangling kids for pictures is just not my thing. So I like sticking with the one person and the senior, and they listen well. And it's a fun way to be creative because the seniors are usually open to trying some new things and getting, creative with lighting and angles and stuff like that. And that's just what I love. So that's kind of my quick history of photography. And now here we are.
Perfect. Perfect. So I didn't know that about you. You only started about 4 or 5 years ago. I would not have guessed that.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I had no formal training. It was just, I tell everybody I went to the school of YouTube and trial and error, and I still attend those schools. I mean, I do the same every time I go out and try something new. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but if it doesn't, I just don't tell anybody. Most of the time it works. So
Perfect. Perfect. So we know you're a phenomenal photographer. We've seen your work. So what does it look like after you take those stunning photos of you said a senior. So what does that look like when you're done taking those photos to present those images to your customer, the senior and parents?
you see, like my editing process.
Not necessarily editing, but how do you sell those images to them or
Well,
present those images to them?
okay. So I'm very different, I think, in terms of the way things get sold and presented to people. I don't show people images before I edit them. I edit the images that I think are the best ones. and people typically trust me to do that. And every image that I present has gone through a very extensive editing process, and I try to make it perfect. I know a lot of people in IPS, they'll do like a shortened version of an edit and they'll present that. And then once the client purchases it, then they'll do the more in-depth. All mine is in-depth up front because I'm just kind of weird. I don't like my stuff being seen until I think that it should be seen. So I go through everything beforehand, and typically I try to turn that around within 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't sleep much. Um,
You run off of Red Bull.
it's true. I do. I drink a lot of Red Bull. But and then, I'll have a discussion with the parents like, "Hey, here's what I got. What do you think?" It's very unconventional. My method is very unconventional, I would say.
Gotcha. Yeah. And there's really no right or wrong answer to that question. So I appreciate your answer. You know,
Sure.
some people do IPS, some people do, yeah, just a proof file with a quick, run through Evoto or one of those programs just to
Yeah,
do a
right.
quick edit. And then they do a final edit, once it's purchased or the client is really interested in that image. So yeah. Perfect. So you do all your editing, which I've watched you do.
Yep.
Um, your images look phenomenal, and
Thank
then
you.
from there you present those images to your clients, and they purchase a variety of different products that you offer them. Correct?
Correct.
Perfect. So what is one of your probably go-to products that most of your clients, the senior slash parents, gravitate towards?
Well, I only really show a handful of products that I like to
Okay.
offer. And I would say the metal prints are always a hit, and albums, of course, of various
Okay.
sizes. Um, there's other things that I would like to sell more of that haven't quite hit as much, but that I really love, like the big fine art prints. I really love those. Probably albums. I would say album. That's kind of the traditional, everybody wants an album kind of thing.
Well, I happen to have one of your metal prints right here.
Oh wow.
So
Ooh,
yeah, so here's one of Matt's metal images. So this one, I was with you when you photographed this
you were.
at Shutterfest, but this is a glossy metal that happens to be mounted in a float frame. So this is a small metal print. As you can see, very, very glossy surface, but we offer the metals in gloss, semi-gloss, matte, and metallic. But this is Matt's awesome image.
Thank you. Yeah, we made an absolute mess taking that too on the streets of St. Louis. There was powder everywhere, and they kept saying the rain will wash it away. And I was like, okay, but it was quite a mess. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's the glossy. I have a couple. I have one of the mattes on hand right now. I don't know if you want me to show it now or
sure.
we can wait if you want to do a
Absolutely. Go
show
ahead.
later on. So this is a matte finish metal that I had printed of my son that we took at a workshop. It's still a little, I got a little bit of glare from these lights here, but you can tell that it handles glare a lot better than like a glossy image. I really prefer the matte. It's just, I don't know, it feels nice too. I know you're not
It
supposed to be
does.
touching pictures and stuff, but it just has a really nice feel to it.
As
And
a option to see what Matt's referring to, yes, the matte you can see just kind of a little bit of a glare from the light,
yep,
whereas mine being a high gloss, you can actually see, the reflection of the screen and everything in the high gloss.
yeah. So I really love the matte. I just really love his picture too, because I'm proud of my son and his car. So that was a fun moment. And I also have this guy. This is a little bit bigger. This is the metallic finish.
Mm,
And this one, man, there's something special about the metallic finish. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but this one, if you stand over here and look at it this way, you see it looks completely different because it catches the light in such a cool way. And the more you change your angle, that the way you look at it, and it just looks different every time that I look at it. It is a little bit of reflective, but you can see how it kind of catches the light as I move it through, and it just changes everything. And I've always been a huge fan of the metallic. Whenever I first saw the metallic, it was at Ben's. workshop, Ben Shirk, in
Yep.
Iowa, and he took us into his sales room, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. First off, Ben's work is incredible, and then on top of like with all the metal and everything, and just the because it's all McKenna products in that room, I believe, and my gosh, I didn't even know that stuff existed. That's how new I was when I went to that workshop. And I was like, what is this? And then you showed up, and you showed up with the barbecue that you mentioned, and you had all those products. And I got the answer to my question, like, I can have this stuff too. Because I really didn't know. I didn't know albums existed. I knew that I could take a picture and, make a digital image of it. So, seeing it in person like that was really a huge moment for me. And I'll think about all. I got pictures on my phone. It's just of Shirk's sales room. Just all. It's just crazy with all the stuff in there. But he's got. I fell in love with the metallic print specifically on metal because man, it's cool. There's something special about it. It's different.
It is very different. I'm glad you brought that up. So metallic is the only metal without a white coating on it. So our high gloss, the matte, and the semi-gloss has a white coating. So what you see on your screen is what's going to print. The metallic does not have that white coating. So it almost, when it's printed on, it almost looks three-dimensional because the image is a little translucent. You see the metal through the image. And if you can see that on Matt's screen, it just makes the image very unique because it just kind of pops with that. Now, do be aware with the metallic, because there's no white base, your high key will typically fade a little bit. What I mean by that is like her hair, or
Yep.
if she was wearing a white jersey, there's not a white ink. So you see that metal go through that. But it's that process that kind of makes that three-dimensional, I feel.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean. I love that. I love that you can see the metal. To me, that's a perk. That's a bonus to me. It just because it looks awesome.
Yeah.
I could just sit here and hold this all day and just look at it while we do this whole interview, but I won't. But here's
Yeah.
the back. I didn't even talk about the back, how we had it mounted here. So this is the 1 inch mount, I believe.
Yep. 1 inch standout.
Yep. And it looks great up on the wall. I always tell people like, because I hang this in my house. This isn't my kid. This is somebody else's kid, but I love it. So I hang it up in my wall because I'm proud of it. And people walk in, they're like, "Oh, who's that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's just Emmy. That's some other person's kid." But they hang in my house because I love it. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, Amber said that's stunning matte, and Angie says she loves the metallic look. So,
Awesome. Thank
yeah.
you.
Sorry, the chats are behind my camera, so I have to
No,
move
that's
around to
okay.
see them.
I
But
don't
yeah,
think I'm able to even see the chat, so I'll take your
yeah,
word for it.
yeah,
There it
that's
is.
that's awesome. So you said metals. Um, do you offer the curved metals at all? Have you ever thought about
I
those?
haven't yet.
Okay,
I've seen them. They're really cool. I don't have any to show. But they're really neat too. It's
yeah,
another unique thing. I like different. I like things that are different. The metallic is different, and the curve is different.
yeah,
So
yep.
I need to get more of that on board because those are cool.
Yeah, the curved metals can be great as add-on sales, for often dad, because they may not want a print on their desk that they have to go get a frame from Walmart or have it professionally framed, or have us frame it because we offer framing. But the curved metal is ready to go as is. Actually, I have one up here. I'll grab this one.
Cool.
So everybody say "aw" because this is my granddog.
Aw.
Okay.
They're all muted,
But
so I'll say it for them. Aw.
it's just basically a metal. Angie's doing the hearts. But this is just curved. And so it can set, on a shelf or a desk or whatever. So these are great for seniors as add-ons. So
Yeah, those are really cool.
yeah, awesome. So you said metals. You
Yep.
also said albums.
Yep. I got one of those too.
Great.
If that, I mean, I don't want to just show and tell. Is everybody okay with me just showing some stuff? Is that all right? Okay.
I'm seeing thumbs
So,
up.
okay, cool. So this was the very first album I ever created. We bought the matching box that goes in it, and this is the real leather. I think this is the mahogany.
It
color.
looks like it. Yeah.
Yep. And we got the book to match. So let me hang on, let me get my hands right here.
Yeah, it's hard to
So,
hold products and show them on the
it is.
camera.
So the leather matches the book or the box. So it's a very uniform look. And of course I went with the metallic print, the metallic finish on my album also because I'm telling you, I love the metallic. I also love the silk. The silk is also incredible. But this one's all metallic. This is the 10 by 10. And I love these full spreads. Just it looks so cool. And when you hold this, that's kind of this is one of my samples. When you hand this to a parent and they look at it, the first thing they do when they hold it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this feels substantial." It doesn't feel flimsy or cheap. It feels like a top quality product, and you almost get them right at the beginning when they put it in their hands, just because of the how it feels. But yeah, this is the 10 by 10, and I also offer the 12 by 12, and I have couple smaller ones too. I'm just flipping through real quick here just so people can kind of get the idea because I loved on these full spreads, but then you get pages like this where, maybe this image didn't work quite well on a full spread, but you can, mix and match. You can match these background colors so our jerseys on our local school are purple. So I went with the purple outline and I don't know. I really love it.
And that looks like it's printed on metallic photo paper
Yeah.
inside on the spreads as well.
Yes. Everything is metallic all around for me. It might be a
Perfect.
problem. I'm not sure.
No, just preference. So I love that you brought that out because that makes me think of a follow-up question.
Okay.
So as you're photographing your high school seniors, since you offer medals and you offer albums, as you're photographing, knowing that you may sell an album, does that change how you photograph the session?
It changes the way I think about how many images I need to get by the end of this. So that
Perfect.
session, that was three different sessions combined because we had she booked a couple. We did our sports session, then we did a casual session, then we did another casual session down the road. And I knew that by the end of those three sessions, we were going to have enough. But, if sometimes we do like a cap and gown session or something, it's like a 30-minute mini session. That might not be the ideal session time to create a full album. That might be more of hey, here's a medal. We got a really strong image here. Maybe we can put this on a medal or a canvas or something like that.
Perfect. Yeah. And I like asking that question because I like getting into the mind of photographers because I see it both ways. Some people are like, no, I shoot and then I design the albums, where some photographers actually start designing with the album in mind as they're photographing, the
Right.
poses and everything, thinking, okay, this image and this image are going to look good on a page together. So I need to, pose them so it'll, they start laying out the spreads as they're shooting.
Yeah, I don't think I'm quite that prepared or organized. I've never been that kind of prepared, really. I'm always been a show up and let's shoot it and let's figure it out in the moment kind of thing. I
Sure.
don't know. I've never really been a planner. It's kind of my wife. I give her huge credit. She does a lot of the planning and she handles a lot of that for me. So shout out Whitney for taking care of every aspect of my life, basically, except for the shooting part. So thank you for that. She's not here, but you guys can tell her I said nice things about her.
Absolutely. When we see her next, we'll tell her. So,
Okay, thank you.
yeah,
So
perfect. So,
I
go
got
ahead.
another little real quick before we move on. I got another tiny little album that I have made. Maybe you don't want a big one, maybe you want the little bit more comp. I hope it's not upside down. Sure is. So this is a slightly more affordable. You don't want to, spend a ton on something, but you still want to capture the moment. I've got these
Hmm.
nice, I think this is the 5 by 7.
It looks like it.
Yeah, 5 by 7, and this is, I believe, printed on the semi-gloss paper. So this is a very traditional feeling paper, but this just you get so many different options. So yeah, I also really these are really nice too. The little small, and they got the little the little pouch that it goes in, which is nice.
Sorry, I did not plan this well. My chat is behind the camera, so I'm trying to,
Okay.
trying to see the questions here.
Let's see.
Business question. So John asked, you've been in business for 4 years and rapidly growing photographer. How do you, man, this is terrible. How
I
do
got
you,
how
okay, good. Thank
consistent.
you. I
Yeah,
can't
how are
see it.
you consistently getting in front of new clients?
Perfect.
That is a good question because, and I don't know that I have a good answer for it other than I'm constantly putting stuff out on social media. Their friends tell their friends, and I don't really know. I don't advertise. I don't do any paid advertising or anything like that. I post pictures on mostly Facebook. I have Instagram too, but just being super active on social media has been very beneficial. It's exhausting and it's a lot of extra work because you finish editing, you want to take a break, but then you got this whole social media aspect that you got to tackle. And that comes with questions and a lot of new people like, hey, I saw those pictures of, Stacy down the road. Stacy's my best friend. I would love to take
Mhm.
pictures just like that. So it really is just constantly putting yourself out there. It's uncomfortable at times because it's hard to be seen all the time like that because you put on people on the internet. Not all of them are friendly. Not all of them are nice, and most of them on in my world have been. But you run the risk of you know something hurting your feelings by putting everything online. But it works. I get that's every time I post something, I book it probably two, three more sessions just from a post. So
That's
just putting
awesome.
yourself out there. Yeah, it's cool.
So it sounds like social media and word of mouth then.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it's there's only 800 people I think in my entire county. So word of mouth is me walking out on the porch and like, "Hey guys, I take pictures," and basically everybody can hear me because it's so small.
Yeah,
But I do my local school and a couple of the surrounding schools that reach out to. So yeah, but it they tell their friends and they tell their friends, and that's kind of how it works. I wish I had a cool concrete answer. I could say go out and do this and exactly that, and it would work for you. But the best I can tell you is put yourself out there.
sure. So it seems like you've really branded yourself as a senior photographer. Do you feel that that has helped you with your business because you've niched? Because you mentioned you don't really want to do families because you don't want to corral other people's kids. What do you think? Do you think that's part of your success because you've branded yourself and niched down?
I do. I think um, working with one thing, staying in one world has allowed me to, and I don't want to sound conceited or big-headed or anything here. It's allowed me to get a lot better at focusing on one thing instead of taking on families because it's different. When you take pictures of families, it's the lighting's different. You take pictures of newborns, that it's different. If I had spread myself very thin across that, I feel like I would have been okay at a lot of things instead of really good at one thing. And I think sticking with that one thing has really it's helped. It's because people know me as the senior guy.
Yeah,
they don't know me as the newborn guy. So I get a very dedicated group of people that reach out to me, and that's great for me. It's worked really well.
perfect. So that makes me think of a kind of a follow-up question.
Okay.
So what's one thing you wish somebody had told you 5 years ago when you were getting started that you wish you would have known now, or wish you would have known then that you probably know now?
Oh, I think there's a couple. I'll start with equipment.
Hmm.
I
You wish you
dipped
would have
my
gone
toes.
Nikon?
Oh, oh, don't make me hang up. Don't make me hang up right now. Good Lord. No, I'm just kidding.
There's a backstory to that. So
Yeah. If you like Nikon, I don't want anybody to think I'm bashing Nikon. It's just we like to have a little bit of fun here. So,
yeah, we do.
but get Canon instead. Um, no, I wish whenever I first started, I dipped my toes in very carefully and I didn't foresee it growing to what it is. So I had an expense of okay equipment that I had to quickly ditch to get better equipment. So I wish someone would have said, "Hey, you're going to stick with this and it's going to pay off, you should invest a little bit more up front first, so you don't kind of throw that money away, because I didn't really know what lights to use. I bought some cheap stuff. It wasn't at all what I needed. So then I just got this stuff sitting around. So I wish people would have told me to spend my money more wisely. But I was excited. You know how it is when you get excited about something, you jump right in, you buy everything. And that's what I did. So I would say that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay. So you wish you would have had some advice on equipment
Yep.
to better spend your money so you didn't double, triple buy, basically.
Exactly.
Buy
Yep.
some cheap stuff and then turn around and sell it and buy something better and turn around and sell it. And
Yes.
now you're happy with what you have.
Yeah. I wish I would have just bought the good stuff up front and then it would have been nice. I'd
Yeah.
have everything I needed and Canon, not Nikon. I
It's
see
your
everybody
interview.
shaking
We'll
their
let you
heads.
say whatever you want. So
Okay, okay.
that's great. So same question. So that was kind of gear related.
Yep.
What's one thing you wish you would have known about the business when you got started?
Jeez. I'm trying to think of a good answer here. I wish it wasn't, I wish I was more prepared for how vast the business can be. Like, because IPS is very overwhelming at first when you first start. I wish I had better guidance going into that so you didn't make some of the early mistakes. Because again, I jumped into all of that kind of on my own, and it would have been nice to have a little bit of direction there instead of the trial and error. Because I told you I do a lot of trial and error. Sometimes you need direction, and
Mm,
that's one of those places where direction helps a lot. Because man, setting up like a pricing structure and a sales list and all that stuff is very overwhelming. And again, I give props to my wife for helping out with a lot of that because it overwhelmed me quickly. And when I get overwhelmed, I don't want to say I get cranky, but I get flustered quickly, and then I want to give up sometimes. So my wife, she steps in and really helps with a lot of that.
that's awesome. And if you don't have a wife, or a husband that could help with that, trying to find a mentor,
Yes.
somebody else in the industry that you trust and admire. You could reach out. You could reach out to
Yes.
us here at McKenna. We'll do the best we can to help you get started, on the right foot as start with IPS, or doing another business model. So yeah, that's a honest question. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Just pulling up the
Perfect.
chat real quick, make sure I ain't miss anything.
There's a few commenting Team Nikon, so we'll just leave
Oh
that
yeah, I
where
don't
it
want
is.
to hear
So
it.
yeah,
I don't want to hear
yeah.
it. That's funny.
So we're kind of still talking about business, sales, stuff like that. So what does your process look like when trying to educate your clients or potential clients, even maybe they haven't booked you yet, on what they might expect, not only from the session, but afterwards, like what type of products might end up in their home.
Again, this is very unconventional. Um, a lot of the stuff that I do is just text over Facebook Messenger. I don't do a lot of, pre-consultation type things. It's we talk, they tell me what they want, I tell them what I offer, and if we agree on what those things are combined, then we'll move forward. And then afterwards, I talked about how I kind of I added all my images and all that, and we follow up.
Yeah.
But it's really I should be more professional, I think. I'm so casual with everything in my life. I mean, and even down to that point of booking the session. Um, it's that they say, "Hey, I want to book a session for my daughter." I'm like, "Great. This is how much I charge per session. This is what you can expect on location, about how long, and this is about how long it'll take afterwards." And so on. It's very casual. It's a very casual conversation. I like to be a real person with people. It's hard for me to be a salesman and be a businessman. So what you see is what you get with me, and that's on every aspect of my life and business. So I'm very casual, very casual conversations.
I think that helps though, Matt, because
Okay.
I know you made the comment that you should be more professional. I think people book you because of you,
Okay.
because of your style, because of how you are with them. So some people might want that professional. Here's a document, here's a form, all that. But I think some people also want the real person,
Right.
and how you're treating them, and how you're having those communications with them. It all boils down to, it sounds like to me as I'm listening, communication.
Yep.
Whether you're doing that through Facebook, text messages, online form, phone call, it's still communication, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Various forms of communication. Yep.
Yeah,
Rarely is it an actual phone call. I know I don't want to speak for Josh Hanna, but he told me one time, he says, "Don't call me. I don't want to talk on the phone. This is 2025. Text me or email me. That's our preferred." And I think most people are like that too. It's not just me, it's not just Josh. There's a lot of people that are uncomfortable talking on the phone for the first time. So yeah, it's mostly a text. Sometimes it's an email.
yeah, yeah. I think, 20 years ago, everything was phone call, maybe a few emails. But today in 2026, I think we have to adapt to where the clients want to communicate and their communication style. Maybe that is through Facebook, maybe that's through a messenger, maybe it's text message, maybe you have an online form, whatever. You being the business owner get to determine how you want to communicate
Yep.
with them and what you want to accept. But I think those that are doing it and doing it well are adapting to how the client is wanting to communicate with you. So,
I
yeah,
think
kudos.
I just heard you say it's 2026. I'm pretty sure I just said 2025, but you got the idea.
Yeah,
Time's hard. It's hard these. It is 2026, so let me correct myself. I
I
knew
figured
that.
it was the time zone. West Virginia,
That's
you're
it.
still
That's it.
behind. So,
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
yeah, good, good.
Uh,
All right. So we covered a little bit about business. Um, there's a couple more messages coming in.
okay.
Sorry, I can't necessarily
No,
see
you're
them.
good. I'll
We've
check it
covered
for you.
some products. Let's see what the question is.
Lots of people only want digital. I don't have much luck selling prints. I sell most of digital files because yes, yes, I run into that also. Their digitals, social media is the thing for especially for the kids. The kids don't necessarily don't want prints in their room. The parents typically want their prints. So you kind of got to market yourself to both. We'll sell prints to the parents and then we'll sell the digitals also for the kids. So you kind of combine them into like a lump package and that way everybody gets gets the best of both worlds. Um, in-person consultation. Becky says, agree on that. Oh, okay. They're talking back and forth. Sorry, I'm reading questions out loud. Anybody still hear me? It went real
Yep,
quiet. It just
yep, we're
okay.
we're
I'm not
still here.
alone.
Yeah,
Thought I was alone for a second. So, yeah, another thing before we move on too far away from the products, aside from just products to sell, I also get my own like my marketing and stuff through McKenna. So my friend Amanda designed this for me and for our last workshop as a handout with some like key things, just a couple steps. And McKenna printed this on this really nice cardstock. And I mean, it works great for there you go. You can have this, take it home. This feels nice in the hand also. So I really like using this for some of my marketing as well. We got some new stuff coming that I haven't received yet. It's going to be the 6-page magazine, I
magazine
believe.
or broshure.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. If I had that here, I would also show you, but that's going to be something for another workshop that we're going to hand out for people that's got a little bit more information. So, you know, marketing materials is also incredible through
Yeah.
you guys that I really,
Thank you.
really enjoy.
Yeah, those magazines and brochures that Matt recommended, those could be used for marketing materials, like he just said. So they could be something that you mail out to potential leads for seniors for next year. They could be clothing guides, they could be photography guides, kind of talking a little bit about what to expect at the session. They could be price guides, here's all my products. They could be something that you just use as a price guide or a menu when you're doing IPS. Hand it, to your client as you walk them through. Here's package one, and it contains, photos, an album, wall art, etc. So those could be really used many different ways. What you showed, I think, was just a flat 5x7 postcard, right?
Yep. That's exactly
Yep.
right.
So you could use that for marketing materials, mail them out as well. We here at McKenna also offer a service called Every Door Direct Mail. So we can actually print the little postcards with your information on it, address them, and then mail them out for you to potential leads or clients, either covering a list that you may already have or specific zip codes to help grow your business. So that's another way some of those little press printed marketing materials could be used.
Yeah, they're really cool. I really like them a lot. I'm
Yeah,
glad you told me
thanks.
that stuff too. I hadn't really even considered all of that. That's very beneficial. That's very good to know. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Cool.
Cool. So we've got a few minutes left on this Zoom.
Are you serious? Is it that quick? Oh
Yeah,
wow.
about 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do is unmute everybody and
Okay.
we'll start taking some questions. And here we go. Everybody should be unmuted now. Matt, you're muted for some reason all of a sudden.
I think you muted everyone, but you can unmute yourself now if you have a question. Matt, can we circle back to your 5x7 book
Yes.
that you were showing? Is that a press book or is that one of the albums? Because I know we have, I thought it was maybe the press book, so I just want to clarify.
Yes.
Yes.
It probably it
Okay,
is.
Yep.
Sorry.
that's okay. I didn't catch the first cover and page spread, so I
Oh,
couldn't
yeah, I'm
tell.
so sorry. I flipped through it very quickly in the moment just to kind of show.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are really cool. I mean, it's so much better to, digital is kind of the king right now in photography. But whenever you hold something tangible in your hands, it looks so much better than on a screen. Just being able to hold it and look through it, you know. And I feel like if you're sitting down at the house or something around the family, it's much more, you make more memories looking through a book than you do looking on a computer, and just, oh, click, click, click. Oh, look how cool these were. I feel like you get a more real life moment with people when you hold this, like, oh, I remember we were here and it was such a great day. You know,
Yeah.
you, you, you get more of that genuine feeling with a real product that you just can't quite get with digitals.
Yeah. Angie mentioned she uses the 5x7 spiral bound proof book. So yeah, those are still a viable option. What Matt showed is another option. Those books that Matt showed, could be used for so many different options, from proof books to little brag books, to inexpensive albums. Yeah, many different options there.
Yeah. Everybody is still muted, I believe.
I think everyone should have the option to unmute themselves
Okay.
now. Um, Angie asked how many pages. That should have a minimum of 5 pages with that book.
Yeah, I can count them real quick if you want. Let me look here.
Just minimum on up to a lot more. So
Mhm.
To a lot more.
yeah, I think it's like 30
No, even more
Okay.
pages.
than that, Paul,
What?
on the hardcover one, or is it a hinged one?
That looks like through the camera, it's the hinged. Yeah, it's hinged.
Hinged. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is 8 pages. This one's eight
Okay.
pages.
So yeah, 6 sides up to 40 sides. So 6 to 20 spreads.
And Matt, you may not know because we just launched it and sent out an email, I think this week, but we launched a new lay flat press book that will actually be replacing what you have.
Okay.
So the pages don't have that little thin plastic strip through the bottom there. It's a back-to-back press page. So it would be able to be used as a signature book for like an open house for seniors. Many, many different options with that, and expanding the cover options with the new lay flat to where you can get some leathers and other materials with that. So
Cool. Very
yeah,
cool. I've got one more thing I want to show real quick.
sweet.
This is, I pulled in my fine art, my framed fine art print that I would love to show. This one's a little bit bigger, but this is one of my absolute favorite things that I've ever ordered from
Oh, that's gorgeous.
McKenna. Um,
Wow.
it's got this, it's real hard. It's this fine art print and it's framed. And man, you talk about like a shock when you hold something and see it in person. It's just, I wish I could pass this through the camera and let everybody else hold it. This, you don't get the same feel when you just see it on a thing, but when you hold this, my gosh, it just feels so awesome. I really, really love this. I'm super happy with this. The fine art. This is the thing that I said I would love to try to sell more of, but it hasn't quite caught on yet. But man, I
It
really
will.
love it. They're very, very cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm
Do,
giving a
do you
chair.
remember, was that the velvet fine art or is that an art
Yes.
block in a float frame?
I believe it's the velvet.
Okay.
I believe so. I would have to look back and check for sure, but
Yeah, I was just trying to tell through the camera, but it looked like the velvet.
yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite things I've ever gotten through McKenna. I remember the day I got the box and because you guys package everything so well, you kind of got to really work your way through the packaging. And that's part of the excitement because it's kind of like Christmas. You feel like you're unwrapping a present. And then I finally got to the layer with it peeled off that revealed the picture. And it was just, I was like, gosh, almighty, that is so cool. Oh,
There's something about being an artist and seeing your product on a tangible product. That sounded terrible. Seeing your image on a tangible product,
yep.
whether it's photographic, it's fine art, it's canvas, it's metal, just seeing your image you created printed on a product is just like, wow.
It is. And it's hard. Like, I hate to be the guy that just loves my own work because it feels weird to be that person. But when I hold my own, it's different. When I see it on a computer, I'm like, man, I love this. I'm proud that I created this. When you hold it, it's a whole different feeling.
Whole
Oh
different
my
feeling.
gosh, I
Yeah.
can't believe this is my work. I can't believe like it really does have that effect on me. And I don't know. It's a strange feeling, but holding things really does make a big difference. And again, like I said earlier, when the parents hold them, that's you got to let them, you got to give them something to hold because
Yeah.
you can tell them all day, I've got this great album. It's so cool. It's when you give it to them, let them hold it. And they're like, wow, this is wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that comment. Thank you.
Yeah.
We as an artist, when we feel that, that's amazing. But yeah, also for the senior, your clients, the parents, they get that tangible thing, and they may or may not have been at the session watching their son or daughter get photographed. And then to see the images on a screen is very different than having an album or that metal or fine art piece in their hands. So
Yep.
yeah.
Cool.
Perfect. Any other last
Fantastic stuff.
questions?
Yeah.
Well, I'm an overshooter, Matt. Do you, um, and I'm trying to develop the quality over quantity
Mhm.
mentality, but it's just like, oh, I love this shot, stay there. And then, you kind of move on to the next. But like, so if you're in one location, against the wall, like the one you did with your 500 millimeter lens, and you were
Yep.
like so far away, like do you shoot two or three, four or five, or do you do like, okay, move here, just kind of slightly move your hair, and do you shoot 15? I know it sucks for culling to like, oh, I love this shot, but I love this one too, and then you have to decide what to be able to present. um I'm having a difficult time
Right.
doing quality over quantity.
Okay. I would say and Paul seen it. A couple people have been to my workshops. You've seen it. I spend a lot of time working one shot. I want one shot to be perfect. I don't want you can sit there and take 15 pictures and be like turn your head this way a little bit this way. I will I very fine tune I fine tune one shot. I may take 20 pictures of the exact same shot until it feels perfect because I kind of know what I want her to, what I want my model to look like in the moment. So maybe it's I'm gonna snap that. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Chin down just a little, and then we'll snap another one, and then I'll be then I notice their hands might be crossed weird or something, and I'll make a tweak to their hands, and then I'll once I'm finally happy, I'll take it, I'll snap it, I'll check it, and if it's not perfect, maybe the crop is maybe I got a little bit when I was shooting with that 500 millimeter, I was wobbling like crazy, so I did have
Yeah.
to shoot a little bit more with that one, but I'll snap one, and when I get back on the computer and I'm editing, I basically skip all those pre-shots and I go to that one shot and I only edit the one. So yeah, I may have overshot, but I overshot with purpose and I know exactly where I need to be when I get on the computer because I kind of made a mental note of which one was the one that I liked in that moment. Does that make
So
sense?
do you like present maybe one in that series or two in that series, or do you show the parent like all, I mean, not all 16 or 60 that you take, but maybe two to four of the same shot-ish, or is it like one in that series? Okay, we moved on. Here's the next series where she's squatted down, or here's the next where she's leaning over. Like,
Yeah. Well,
is it
if I switch poses, then I would definitely show that. But if I move on, let's say I took those 20 pictures that I just talked about, I'm showing them one. I'm showing them the
okay?
one that I edited that I liked. That to me, I feel like it represents what I want to be seen. Because I hold myself to a pretty high standard. I don't want to put if I feel like it's less than it should be, I'm not going to show it. So I find the one that feels right to my brand, and that's the one that I show. And then
Okay.
if I move on to another pose, let's say we have her squat down or whatever, we change it. Same process, starting here, and then I'm working till the end, and then I know that I got my shot at the end.
Got it. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I was just looking through the chats and I
Yep.
saw Angie asked a question about digitals. We kind of touched on it, but was just going to get your opinion, Matt. If someone is only having luck selling digitals, do you have any input on how they could maybe transition from that to actually selling product?
I hate to keep going back to saying put something in someone's hand, but let them hold it. Have buy yourself some marketing material. Buy an album, not for a client, for yourself that you carry around. Throw it in a car. You go to a session. When you get done, you be like, "Hey, I got this. I want you to take a look at. I know you said you wanted digitals, but here's this." The albums are very portable. It's nice to you can just throw them in the car. Um, I mean, you can throw a metal print in your car too if you want, but that might be a little like, look what I brought to the session. Check this out. But albums that's really all you need because once you sell an album, they'll be like, oh, I love this. What else? What else you got? Is it as nice as this? Can you show me more? So I would recommend buying an album for yourself just for marketing purposes, not for a client.
Good answer. I would also add to that digitals aren't bad,
Right.
but you'll make more if you're able to sell product because once the client has the digital, they don't need the product from you because they can go order it, right?
Right.
So you could try to transition the digitals to being a thank you or an incentive. You buy X amount of dollars. I don't want to get into what that dollar amount may be because it's going to be different for everybody,
Sure.
but you spend X amount of dollars on an album or wall art, then you earn the digitals, or I give them to you as a thank you, an
Right.
incentive to get them to buy products. So then that may be a bridge to help you be able to sell product to your clients and still give them what they're looking for, which is those digitals. Maybe
Yeah.
that helps.
Yes.
I started like if you purchase an 8x10, you'll get the digital file also. So that I will do. But a lot of times, like I just shot a quinceañera and the they were over the moon with a lot of them. So they're like, we just want the
That's
digitals. Like
wonderful.
we want all of them because we love them all so much, which is not a bad thing. The same for a senior session that I did. It was, you pay a la carte price for each file if the parents want them, but then the dad was like, shoot, let's just pay that $500 and get all the digitals, because we love them all so much. And while that's great for me, I don't have to do all the work to do a product.
Sure.
I love McKenna's products and I try to push them. I do have a few, and I love the metal prints. So I have a few prints that I take with me. Like, look at this paper. It's so gorgeous. And imagine this awesome, picture with this paper. But then they're like, there's so many we like. We're going to buy all the files. So then
Yeah.
it's just the files. But
So
I
another
get you.
solution for that might be you provide the files from anything they order from. So if they love them all, which is wonderful, good job, and you don't want to just sell just the digital files, you could look at albums. Okay, the image ends up on a page. Now you earn that. Or you could look at image boxes or something, proof boxes. If you order, a double-sided print or something in the image box, now you earn that image. So again, it's more of an incentive. That might be something that could help also.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well,
Good answer.
guys, I'm looking at the time, and we are coming up on an hour. So Matt, I really appreciate your time. Appreciate you letting us ask some questions.
Of course.
Um, figure out how you've been in business, some of your success. And I really do appreciate you sharing with everybody today. And I'm so grateful to have you as a part of our speaker team because truly what you do matters. And it shows as you interact with people that you really want to see them succeed in their photography business. So thank you.
You're very welcome. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come on and do this. If you know me, you know that I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera. I'm more of a behind the camera guy. So, it's fun for me to get out and do stuff like this, and I really appreciate all the opportunity. And thank you for allowing me to be part of the McKenna team because, I fell in love with McKenna long before I was part of the team, and it's really of all the goals that I've accomplished in my photography career, this moment, the McKenna moment, is the one that really meant some of the most to me. Because I've really, since the day that I saw the products and the barbecue you brought me, I knew that you were the guy that I wanted to hang out with, and that's true. And I want to say, just, I know we're trying to end, but you started with a lot of nice things about me, and I want to end with some nice things about you and McKenna as a team. You came to my workshop in Green Bay, and man, you guys were so awesome. For you brought the metal print that we were able to give away, and you brought the van that hauled my equipment. You carried my lights around. You cleaned up the coffee that my son spilled all over the gym floor.
That's
I
a different
mean,
story.
yeah, it's just the level of, aside from all the products and everything else that's amazing, the customer service and the experience that I get with you guys that's the real reason that I love McKenna, because you're real people.
Thank
You
you.
show up, you care about the photographers, and that it shows, and that really means a lot to me. And I want everyone to know that you get more with McKenna than just products. You get real people, and I'm super grateful for all that you guys do. It's awesome.
Thank you, Matt. And thank you, everybody that took time out of your day to join us today. And stay tuned. We will be doing this again with a couple other of our sponsored speakers. We will announce that as we get closer to the dates that they will be doing the same thing Matt did today. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Matt. Thanks,
You're
Paul.
welcome.